Hey everyone! So I wanted to talk a little bit today just about embracing your 5D self and what exactly does that mean. I wanted to just make more videos just explaining some concepts because I feel like on my journey you hear a lot of words like multidimensional and 5D and new earth and all these things, but you may not, I in the beginning really didn't know what that even meant. So I figured that might resonate with some people out there just wanting more information on basic concepts like what exactly does that even mean. And I'm just going to share from my perspective and just what I've been able to meditate on and understand in my journey, and all of that. So I'm sure if you're watching this video, we are definitely going through a lot of shifts on the planet right now. The collective energy feels so different. We're constantly being more sensitive to energies and our emotional states and just reconnecting back to who we are. And as we continue to shift, some people are just waking up to this newfound knowledge and awareness, and others of us have already been on this path of awakening and unfolding and just redefining and letting go of all these beliefs and, these concepts and ideas of who we thought we were, but we are now knowing the truth of who we are and embracing and embodying more of that. So everybody's journey is uniquely different, but it's all, similar at the end of the day. We're all on this journey together and we're all remembering together, regardless of if you just started or if you've been doing this for who knows, decades and decades, But when it comes to how the planet is moving into these lighter states of consciousness, the 5D consciousness, personally, I start to understand more of that concept, which is about reconnecting back to the essence of love and infusing love in all that you do. And it's interesting that love, is the fabric of our universe. This is what we are made of. But at the same time, it could be a double-edged sword because I have started to realize a lot of us may be brand new to understanding the concept of love, which is something that I've been meditating on. It's like, yes, I am wanting to welcome in more love, but what exactly does that look like? And as of course, you can start by showing yourself more love and compassion and acceptance, and then allowing that to radiate out to the world. But a lot of us, never really had a lot of examples of love, whether we grew up in a very, distorted family households or just never really experienced that. So it is something that kind of has to be learned. And I realized that is probably going to be another video I'm going to make because I'm definitely one of those people in those shoes that didn't really have a lot of examples. And it's like, what exactly does that look like on a day-to-day basis? And just trusting my inner guidance to show me more of that, and then I can share more examples with you guys, But operating on these states, it's just showing more love in all that you do, acceptance for others, non-judgmental as much as possible, even though I know that's part of the human conditioning, but learning to embrace all viewpoints and not feeling like you have to judge them or feeling like you have to have a response, or just allowing people to exist in the state of consciousness they want to. You don't have to convince everyone. You don't have to wake everybody up either. Everybody's on their own timetable. You don't have to force anybody to do anything or believe what you want to believe. You can just set your examples and be that light, and that's it. Having more compassion for all, being able to hold space, when appropriately. When you're in situations that are needed, you don't always have to hold space for everyone. If it's a situation that isn't aligning with you, you do know how to set proper boundaries and be able to, navigate situations that aren't aligning with your highest good. Also, when it comes to embracing that 5D self, we are more in touch with, our inner guidance, working with our higher aspects of who we are, not really needing so much external consumption to define our beliefs and our paradigms. We're here wanting to be in that really creator role and see what really is true for you and identifying with that. And it doesn't have to be what everybody thinks is right, like, oh, all the new age people think this, I have to agree with that. You are in that space of really redefining what is true for you and what paradigm and what beliefs you want to create for yourself, which is why we go through this letting go of all these old beliefs and false structures and false personalities and identities that we thought were us, and we start rebuilding our new self. What do you want to believe is true about you? What paradigms do you really want to hold on, and which ones don't really resonate? These are all aspects that start to happen when you embrace more of that 5D self, and just being very aware how much you are a creator. Just being very aware how much you are a creator in your world. How powerful your mind really is and how much you can pull in with your mind. It becomes very apparent the more you start to embrace this, your 5D self, and you are so more in line with your soul that you want to start following more of your passions, what bring you joy. You're not in a space where you're like, oh, I hate my job and all these things. You're really in a space where you only want to align with projects and situations and opportunities that are bringing you more joy, more expansion, and just more of what your soul really wants. That's a huge part of living in that 5D space. And because you really know that you can truly create what you would like, the life you love, the situation experiences you want to have. If you want to be somebody that travels and you work around the world, you can definitely create that for yourself. And you really get into the space of trusting and believing with yourself. Like, you have to have a deep, deep knowing in yourself, having very strong self-belief, knowing you're always going to be taken care of. You're always supported by your team, your spirit guides. You are always being led on the path for your highest and greatest good. Like, these are things you have to know when you're in these higher states. It's not really any questioning anymore. There's no doubt. There's no worry. Of course, there's going to be a little here and there, but it's not the main dominant emotion on your day-to-day basis as it was when we existed more in the 3D consciousness that was more fear-based. You may have worried a lot day in and day out, but as you start to let go of all that, you have more moments of peace, you have more moments of knowing that everything's going to be all right. And it's really a deep inner knowing that things are always going to work out for you, and you're always going to be taken care of, and able to continue on and moving forward on your path, whatever that is for you and whatever you're creating for yourself. So those are a lot of the principles that we start to embody in 5D. We're really about being of service to others. You may feel like you're called to start sharing more knowledge online, creating more inspirational books, anything that is a creative project. Maybe you're into music, writing, dancing, singing. You're going to start to notice that these abilities or these desires come on board, and you may want to start creating in that aspect as well. Noticing more childlike wonder and joy. Things are just brighter, more beautiful. You start to see the silver lining in everything that you do, regardless of what's happening. You can just be okay, even if people around you are in fear and everybody is like, even everybody's wearing masks or whatever. You will notice that that doesn't affect you, and you're able to still maintain your center and your peace and not feel so drawn into other people's stories or their narratives or their fear-based thoughts that they have. You'll also notice that happening as well when you start to shift into these consciousness. So I think that's a bit of what I wanted to share about just embracing more of your 5D self, and you can always start this process now. It's actually better to start the process when you are just awakening, you know, because you have so much more time to really embody the role. And it's easier to start letting go of all the fears and all the beliefs and the thoughts that really do not serve you. So thought I would just share a little bit about that, and I would love to have your opinion on what do you think 5D is all about. You know, what aspects, if I didn't talk about it, that you think 5D represents, and share your experiences so far. Share a bit about your journey. How are you shifting through these different states of consciousness and managing it all? And you know, we always can be going back and forth. It's not just a one-way thing, because we are multidimensional, but that is for another video. I'm just kind of talking about the 5D self right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope everybody is doing well, staying out in the sun, you know, getting those sun rays, sinking if you feel like it, you know, taking care of yourself, giving yourself so much love, and I will talk to you later. Bye.